Hello, it's Beth. It's been a while since I've recorded anything. As you may have noticed, my uploads have been a little here and there lately. The Fandemonium kind of like, I don't know, I was doing so many things, I feel like it dried up my inspiration. And I tried to get back into doing stuff, and first of all, the inspiration wasn't really there, and second of all, you can probably tell I got sick and everything is like 10 times harder to do when you feel like garbage. So, that being said, I haven't been recording, I haven't been feeling very creative to do, or, well, just do this, to do stuff with you guys. And painting, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's enjoyable to watch me paint or what have you. For this, I was thinking, I still want to decorate my front porch. Again, been sick, don't know how much I'm really gonna get done. But I thought if I paint a few sort of witchy, apothecary looking pictures that I can hang up on the wall or something, that'll at least give me a little bit of decor. I was thinking I was gonna do like some basic, when you search up witchy images, you get those collage pictures where I don't even know how to describe the art style, but they're all the same. And to be fair, I kind of like the art style and I've done it a little bit myself. But instead of doing like the basic, what's kind of trendy right now, I was thinking it might be fun if I'm going with sort of an apothecary theme to paint some pictures of different plants or herbs. Or in this case, I was thinking it might be fun to look up like some poisonous plants and paint that on there. And maybe I could list like the side effects or what happens if you eat the plant. Anyways, I was going to start off painting doll's eyes, which I don't know if you'll be able to see it on my phone. Those. Anyway, that's what I'm gonna do. I don't know how much of this is gonna, like, is it just gonna be a speed paint? It might just be you watching me. Sorry, it's been so long, I'm like, what is my setup? I feel like my stuff's a little out of frame, but this piece is very long. So to start off, I want this to look, I guess, kind of worn, at least the background, so I was thinking like sepia toned, kind of like an old poster look. I don't know if that'll match the doll's eyes, but I could always switch up the colors a little bit to match the idea that I kind of have in my head. This is how I always start my process. The end result may be different than what I'm describing now. It just depends how stuff looks. And then sometimes I just end up like, yeah, I don't like that. It'd just be better if I changed, everything. And I meant to peel these before I turned the camera on and I forgot. I don't really have any big plans for Halloween. Just the porch, just decorating that so I could hand out candy and be like, have a cool little spot. But now I'm feeling like, I don't know. You get sick and then just everything falls to the wayside. But it is what it is. So, I want this to kind of go like dark around the edges and then fade to a lighter color in the middle. So that's what I'm doing here. I don't know if the fan brush is the best choice, but I was thinking that might be a nice little texture. I got new glue to try out that was supposed to be more wrinkle-free or whatever, and it seems to work really nice, but you can probably tell on here these darker spots, like it's still tacky. And I don't know how I feel about that. I'm like, so if there's a part where the glue's kind of showing, or if I smear it, like it's just gonna be sticky forever, like that's not gonna work for me. So I'm glad I didn't get any more of it, just because, I don't know. I'd have to try it in my junk journals first to see what I think, because obviously those are pages, so I'd have to be folding them shut and stuff. But if I can't do that, that will be an issue. So I did all my talking about the Fandemonium, and did I even discuss it? Like, I honestly can't remember. Did I talk about it in my shampoo video? I feel like all I did was low-key panic while I was doing that because I was so concerned about accidentally breathing in any of that powder, which really I don't think it was as bad as I was thinking it was, but just with the multiple warning labels on there, I just freaked me out. And it's like, yeah, I don't know about that. I don't want anything coating my throat. But anyways, with the Fandemonium, I had a good time. Things went pretty well. I think I definitely had a little more business this year, but that's because the year prior I only had prints, and this year I had quite a lot of other stuff. I had my junk journals, and I had a few decoupage pieces, which I only sold one of those because it was like a decoupage and it was put in a frame. I thought they were cute, but I also know it might be hard for people to find like value in that, I guess, because it's just like layering paper. But I use a lot of Mod Podge to make those, and weirdly it does take a lot of time to just like find the paper I want to use, and on top of some of it being my artwork that I put on there and all that good stuff. So I don't know if people knew they were for sale again, because I don't know. I don't think I had a little what did I call it? You know, a little description of all my items. I don't think I made one for the decoupage, so I feel like it was another one of those things that people just kind of overlooked because I wonder if they just thought it was decoration. So whatever, live and learn. I think even my business card should have had a label saying they were my business card, because some people didn't realize it wasn't like just something I had for sale. And I had the bright idea, like I took some of my stones with me because I thought that'd be a cute little, like, to weigh down some of my paper. Because, you know, I glued it, like I had my information about me and then I glued it down on a different fancier piece of paper and it kind of curled. So to keep it laying flat, I just laid some stones around the outside. It was mostly fine, but I mean, I have these dumb little kids who walk by and they want to pick up the rocks, and there was one kid who kept picking them up and like holding them in his hand and like looking at his mom, and I think he about darted off with my Labradorite, and I had to give him a mean look, like, put my rock down. And I told them they weren't for sale, but he kept manhandling my rocks. So I feel like I need to sanitize them. I know I still haven't yet. They're in a little satchel bag, and I honestly can't remember where I put it, but whenever I find it, I feel like I need to sanitize them, but I have to be careful because I know some stones you can't get wet, or you shouldn't put certain things on them because it might damage them. So I have to look into that. Oops, I just added the wrong color. So I have to think of something else for next year. I didn't expect to have like 8-year-olds walking by and be like, "Hey mom, look at this, let me touch all these rocks," and then the mom just stands there and I'm like, "Bitch, he's touching my stuff." Like, get him away from my stand, because I really think he would have walked off with one had I not looked over and caught him. But anyway, that was like the only real negative thing that happened, and but I just don't like kids in general, so something like that was bound to happen. And it was just a tad long. I'm hoping next year, I think the guy in charge is going to cut it down by an hour. Just because I reach a certain point where I'm just socially spent. And people, it's weird how people will stop and look at your stuff more if, like, you acknowledge them and you're like, "Hey, how's it going? Do you see anything you like?" And like, that's what gets people to actually stop usually. So I don't know. That being said, I already have a pretty low social battery. So to maintain that, like, outgoing, "Hey, how's it going? Don't you want to come in? Don't you want to walk closer to my table, look at my stuff?" I just can't do it for very long. I think the first 4 hours were probably the best for me, but after that, like, I was starting to feel tired, and I made the mistake of wearing fake eyelashes. I just thought, hey, that'll be cute, I didn't really think any farther than that. But after a while, because I have those magnetic eyelashes, and the eyeliner you use so that it sticks to your eyelid, it started to get really sticky. And it sounds weird, but like it was hard or annoying to like blink because my eyes would stick together and it was almost making me like tired. I don't know how to describe the sensation, but it was like, I don't know, I reached a point like I have got to get out of here. Like my eyes are bothering me. I'm starting to feel like garbage and I totally don't want to socialize anymore. I've been here for 5 hours. But that aside, everyone there is really nice. I don't think I met one rude person. And as I was talking about my decoupage, I did sell one of those, which I was glad. The one that got taken, it was like a heart, and I drew a bunch of eyeballs in it, and then it had like a stripy paper background and a cute little frame. So I was glad someone wanted that one. And then what else? It doesn't, yeah, I guess it really doesn't go any farther than that. I was mostly just sitting there, trying to talk to people, trying to stay energized. That was the other thing. I didn't really eat. I don't really eat when I do the Fandemonium. I feel weird, and I don't know. Hard to explain. I don't know how to explain it. I don't like to eat. I don't like to get up and use the restroom. I like to wait until the very end, because any of that stuff makes me feel like I'm winding down, and then like I get even more tired. So I don't know. I am thinking I should take some kind of snack next time, like make myself a granola. That might be good. And after the Fandemonium, what did I go see? I went to the drive-in theaters. Did you guys go see, I think it was called Smile. Thoughts. What did you think about that movie? I had mixed feelings, because I think it was moving really slow. And I want to say I really liked the idea. And any time I saw the creatures, or like just things that looked normal and then all of a sudden it was wrong, like stuff like that creeped me out. That was really well done. But I felt like the movie as a whole was it just drug a little bit. You know what I mean? Like just that. It took a while for it to get any kind of traction. And that was kind of, the whole movie was kind of like that, like just waiting for something to happen. That's basically all I have to say about it. I was kind of left with mixed feelings. And I thought the main actress, I just felt like, maybe that was her character, but I just thought she was very blah. And I wasn't very engaged with who she was as a person, as a character, until like towards the very end, because then you start seeing more about her and her people she used to be associated with. I don't know. It wasn't a bad movie. It was just more of a, maybe I'd buy that when it's in the $5 bin at Walmart, and then I would watch it on Halloween or during the month of October, I really would have liked to see more of the creature or something, because whenever those things were happening, like, it was freaking me out. Like, if there's some way you could have included... See, I wouldn't even know how to do that in a way that would, like, spooky more throughout the whole thing, because there was definitely, like, lulls in the show, because she thought there was some stuff that was happening, but it really wasn't, and so it kept, like, flip-flopping back and forth. And to me, that wasn't scary per se. It was just more like, oh, so that didn't happen. That was all in her head. Okay. I don't know. Personal preference. Just kind of like a, cool monster. I liked that. That's all I really have to say about it. I thought there was one other movie. Oh, the one before that, because I was watching those at the drive-in. Smile was the second movie. The first one was Halloween Ends. And I didn't realize it was produced by Jason Blum or whatever. I thought it was an interesting take on the movie, or a nice little wrap-up, It had more of a story. Because, usually slasher films, it's more just about stabbing. Or people dying, But this kind of had a little bit more of a plot. I thought it was interesting. I liked that movie too. It still kind of fell under the category, but I still liked it. That's another one I'd watch during the Halloween season. I was thinking I should have brought more cardboard over here to paint. Ideally, I'd like to wrap them in paper like I did with this one, because I just don't like seeing the cardboard edges. I'm wondering maybe if I painted on the cardboard just plain and then I kind of decoupage like a border, that might work. I actually might kind of do that on this one now that I'm thinking about it, because I don't know, I have mixed feelings about how all this looks. I'm being a perfectionist, and this is just supposed to be like random for Halloween. It's not supposed to like mean anything. But here I am, stressing out. Not really, I'm not stressed, I don't know why I speak. You know what, I'm just gonna cut my tape on this cardboard and think about what I've done. Work around tape, I think. I'm just gonna paint on this side. Since I already have brown out, I'm just gonna kind of do what I did with the last one. Dang it, and I put that in the water. Paint around the edges. I was trying to think if there's other colors I wanted to do, but might as well be consistent, I suppose. Next year I thought it would be cool to do like a circus-themed Halloween. Like if I made a bunch of cool cardboard people cut out, whatever. But anyways, I'm just kind of obsessed with clowns specifically, but I also just love like circus-themed stuff. I love carnivals. They just have that weird, I don't know how to describe it, just that weird atmosphere that I crave. I don't know, I just thought that would be fun. And then we could have like circus-themed candy to hand out or something. That's me being extravagant though, and I'm not sure I've 100% committed to that idea yet, but I just thought it would be cool. But then if I'm cool one year, I feel like I have to upkeep that every year, you know what I mean? Because then people are like, oh man, that's the cool house, so I have to go down there. Or just be like, oh, there's that weird lady, I wonder what she's doing this year. And I have some commissions I need to do, but my stupid adapter to my Apple Pen broke. And I'm just saying, for as expensive as those are, I feel like it should have lasted longer than it did. I just feel like 3 years isn't that long for a little adapter. Because it was only like a year that had passed, and like the adapter cracked. I'm like, oh, that's not good. I wonder how long this is gonna survive now. 2 years is the answer to that question. I'm waiting on that so that I can do my commissions, as well as I started writing my comic for Mr. Griffith. Or I kind of already had it started, but I actually started drawing pages. This is when I knew my adapter was broken, because I was trying to draw the pages while I was dog sitting for someone, and my pen kept disconnecting. I'm like, what the frick is wrong with this stupid pen? And so I reconnected it like 10 times, and only then did I think to check like what the battery life was on it. And I was like, oh, it's dead. So it wasn't disconnecting, it kept dying while I was using it. And I was like, of course, as soon as I'm motivated to like, okay, I'm gonna do this comic because like I want to do this for myself and get my story out there, and then stuff just stops working. It's like, all right, well, kind of worked out though, because there are holes in that story, just sections that I guess you could call it like dead air. Like I haven't totally written them out yet. I don't know what those filler spaces would be. So some of that is me trying to figure out what exactly to write for those scenes. So I've been doing that, which will be good because it's better to keep my momentum with drawing versus, oh, I hit the point where there's a hole in the story, now I gotta write that before I can continue drawing. I have so many stories that I, one, want to write, and two, I had several I wanted to make comics. Really, I should have probably done like my Hansel and Gretel one first, because that's the one, that was one of the first comics I've ever written. If you ever watched, I think it was Void Talk 2, where I talked about old stories I wrote. That's where I talked a little bit about that story, and again, it was the first one I ever like completed, which is a big thing for me, because when it comes to writing, I have a really hard time completing stories because I'm never satisfied with how things are going. So I tend to stop midway and restart. and that repeats for like 4 times, and then I'm like, yeah, I just hate this. I can't do this anymore. I've kind of reached that point with my Flip story. I think I just have to start elsewhere in my timeline and then like move into Flip. The Hansel and Gretel one, that has more, like Mr. Griffith is, I feel like, is more of a simple story, and the Hansel and Gretel one kind of is too. I mean, because obviously it's based on the old fairy tale. I have my own twist on it, of course. There's just a few parts that I'm like, okay, but why are they doing that? Like, not that I have to explain every little reason why all these things happen within the story, but there are some things that I just want to make some sort of sense, just a little bit. Because I feel like it has to be a little plausible. But I don't know, we'll see. Oh, that one's not the same. Oh no, I don't know if I like that. Arg. Okay, we're gonna go back in with our lighter brown. But anyways, once I get my pen, I should probably do my commissions first and then work more on my comic. Which I've been debating on about how I want to go about, like, publishing that. Because I don't know anything about the publishing industry, and I just worry about people, like, taking my ideas. Which is probably me being paranoid, but, you know, it is what it is. I've kind of been considering just self-publishing and seeing where that goes. And then if people want to pick it up, like if a publisher wanted to pick it up later or something, that would be cool. That's a little farther in the future, though. I obviously have to have the comic written first before I can even think about that. Okay, so these dolls' eyes are kind of like a reddish pink. Has like the consistency of cat puke, which is great. Love that. I'd also like to let you know that I have like 4 paint palettes. I don't know where any of them are. See, and now I have too much red on there. There's no way I'm gonna use all that. Why do you have to be wasteful? Paint something else with this stuff. Oh my gosh, why? Sorry if you can... Oh, why did you do that? You have a trash can that you made. I'm just... I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Okay, it's fine. We won't be dramatic. Actually, I can't promise that. Where's the fun in not being dramatic? I'm just gonna put my base down of red. Although, do I want a little bit of purple in there? Maybe I do. I just feel like it's not exactly a red. It's not quite pink either, but it's this weird in between of all 3. Actually, that's looking kind of right. For once. Did I say this out loud? I'm sorry if you can hear me, like, wheezing over here. I'm trying to not, but, you know. Seeing a border on here might be nice too, but since I already mixed all my red, I'm just gonna start with that. Probably should not be working with this laying down. That's how stuff ends up looking all angular and weird. But here we are, I'm gonna do it anyways. Ah, good, we're already messing it all up. Off to an excellent start. Just be aware, this is gonna be the I don't like that stage. Everything's gonna look weird. This kind of makes me think this would look cool if I was like painting a spine, but somehow I made it like with these doll eye berries. I don't know why that came to my mind. I guess because this kind of looks like a spine right now. Sort of. Wow, I have a lot of that color, and that's all I needed. Okay, well, I'm gonna do a little bit of shading. Okay, on to where's my white? There it is. I'm gonna have so much paint on this thing. I always try to use less, and I somehow still end up with too much every single time. Without fail. I know that's not dry. I know I'm probably gonna be mixing colors here. Oh, that is way too centered. That should have been... Stop it. Get out of here. No, I didn't want to visit the website. Stupid freaking lawnmower. Please, drive right by my house. Do it. I double dog dare you. Coward, staying on his property. No, it's that same lady. I swear she mows like every 2 days or something. I'm like, girl, your lawn is fine. All these issues in the world, and I'm just sitting here raging about people using their lawnmower. How dare you upkeep your property in my town? No, that's so much paint! Oh no. No. Oh, that was a mistake. Why did you do that? I just wanted to layer some thick white on top to cover up my pink, but it just keeps mixing in, shockingly, so we're gonna stop that. Where? Oh, I was like, where's the black? It's the biggest one over here. I'm not even gonna bother trying to pour any of this because I'll definitely pour too much. Why is it so noisy? I need to make like like you have to have silencers for guns. I need to get people silencers for their lawnmowers. I need to get people silencers for their dogs too. There's this one dog that like I swear it can tell when I get up to use the bathroom in the middle of the night, because every time I enter the bathroom, like it's not barking, but I turn on the light, roo, 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 and then it just won't stop. It'll go for like 4 hours. I'm like, what is wrong with you? And how is the owner not completely bothered by their dog? Like, I would be so mad. I cannot stand dogs that bark 24/7. Like how I complain about something and then just go dead silent while I paint for a while. Oh no! Looks so stupid! Alright, this is a bad idea. This plant, bad. I don't like it. I'm just gonna fill that right back in right there. That never happened. Even though it's clearly something went amiss here. Oh frick, what time is it? Oh shoot! Ugh. Okay, I gotta finish this up and then get off of here, because I have other obligations. I gotta do stuff and things, Lori. I don't know why The Walking Dead has been on my mind lately. Specifically just that quote. I think because my grandpa was talking about it, because he watches The Walking Dead, and he was talking about how they're doing the final season, and I looked at him and I was like, it's not done yet? Like, they're still going? I think I kind of talked about this in my shampoo bar video. I'm still a little astonished. Like, I'm pretty sure I was still in high school when that was going. Because didn't it start in 2010? Or am I wrong? Maybe it was later down the line. I do know it was a really long time ago, though. I just feel like there's only so much you can do with the standard zombie apocalypse, you know? If you don't have a creative twist on it, which one, that's fine, but two, like, just where's it gonna go? Especially if there's not a cure, like, what are you gonna do? What is the point of the show? I just think this looks big dumb. Anyways, since I'm a movie freak and I seem to talk about it all the time when I'm on here, if you got any recommendations, hit me up. I prefer, like, horror, sometimes fantasy. I recently watched The School for Good and Evil. It was really cheesy, but I mean, I kind of liked it. But this again goes back to, I guess I like cheesy stuff. But anyways, yeah, horror, fantasy, sci-fi, anything that has like that surrealness to it. Again, I don't know if I talked about this, but that movie, Mandy, with Nicolas Cage in it, loved the atmosphere of that movie, and the way, like, I couldn't tell by the end. I was like, is he like in another world, or is everyone on drugs? Like, I just couldn't tell. But I kind of liked that it was left up to interpretation at that point. So movies like that, I really like movies of that nature. Okay, well, hold on. See, with my shading, I don't know if you can tell, like, the actual doll eye, or the eye of the berry here. I don't know if you can really differentiate everything now, but whatever. Too freaking late. Okay, well, see, why did I outline the entire bottom? I shouldn't have done that. So, I mean, I don't know how I feel about it. It's mediocre. But whatever, there it is. I'm probably gonna like write doll's eyes somewhere on here, and maybe I'll have symptoms at the bottom, I don't know. Or I'll add in a border, I'm not sure. But anyways, I gotta wrap this up because I got places to be, stuff and things to do. So I'll see you later. This is already pretty long, so I don't know if I'll include the other ones I'm gonna be painting here. Maybe I'll show you pictures sometime if you're interested. But that's it. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching me paint this thing. Bye.